Peter, yeah, okay. So, like I said, we're working on the fundamentals of the business. So we're going to continue to go through the fundamentals, prospecting, and picking and passing, presentation, follow up, closing, recruiting, and now we're talking about building. We have changed our focus as a team to even though we're in my econ and we're income shifting, getting your cash flow up. So I do want to always, make sure everybody is doing the things that it takes to get your cash flow up, minimizing taxes, eliminating debt, looking for ways to minimize expenses to increase your cash flow. And then, making sure you're keeping track of those things and doing your cash flow strategies, eliminating debt. And we will talk about that too. We're going to add that to our training. So I'm going to ask some of you that are on consistently, Ms. Panetta, Dre, Ms. Sheila, and Terrence to be able to maybe put together maybe a 5-minute training on some of the strategies so that we incorporate the strategies into our training. And then the bulk of our training will be on the second strategy, which is asset, building of this business as an asset. And then last but not least, the cash flow, the last strategy, which is investment. So this asset that we're building here is being able to build residual income, build passive income, so that we can have goo gobs of money to pour into our investments so that we can ultimately live off the interest of our income. I like to say it this way. I want my assets and my investments competing every month. I want them competing every day to who's making the most money. So really that's a great goal as a young wealth builder that we want to have. Is if I'm making $5,000 a month in my econ and residual income, then I want to hurry up and get my investments to making $6,000 a month. When my investments hit $6,000 a month and I'm living off the interest of that, I'm gonna push my business up to $10,000 a month. So I want them competing back and forth. So that's the game that we are here to play. So keep that in mind. So today, again, we're talking about building, but we also want to keep everything in perspective. Income shifting, which is the whole premise of my econ. So really keep that in mind. So one of the things that we're going to do too, before we jump into tonight's training, is we're going to we want to slowly bring competition into the asset part, the building part of the business. Competition is what keeps us alive, what keeps us hungry, what keeps the momentum flowing in our business, because we have 12 months that we're going to march right into the convention this year, and we're going to take the convention by storm, y'all. We're going to take it by storm, and and people are going to say, where in the world did y'all come from? Where in the world did Miss Sheila come from? Where in the world did Dre come from? Where in the world did Miss Panetta come from? So that we're going to take that by storm. So we have 12 months to march right on into this. So we have to keep the momentum going. We have to keep our energy high. We have to push this thing. Brian Bean said, give it 12 months of, and I'm going to talk about that tonight, but creating momentum, sustaining momentum, and then advancing that momentum so this thing can take off, so you can just push it as a machine and then go and take off. It's like teaching your child how to ride a bike. You hold on to them for a while, you creating them, you're sustaining them, and then you're going to advance them, right? So that's what we want to do with this business. We got to keep that momentum. We got to get momentum going. So I won't do it this week because I'm just introducing it to you, but I want you to keep track of your activity. And what do I mean by that? I have my wife, she put together a sheet for me. I call it a cash generating whiteboard. So I had to put together a sheet for me so I know what pending activity I have going on at all times. So I want you to keep track of your peak and passes, how many peak and passes that you're doing each week. Peak and pass, define peak and pass. A peak and pass is a person, they watched the 5-minute video, or you've introduced them to MyEcon, your upline, or you took a few extra minutes to explain to them what my econ is, and then you sent them to the presentation. So it's a preliminary before sending them to the presentation. They've seen some extra information before being sent to the presentation. So that's a peek and pass. It can be I forgot what the little sales call is. It can be what's called a sizzle call. It can be a sizzle call. It can be a brochure. It can be just something extra versus you just saying, do you keep your options open to earning more money, or would you like to change it W4? Would you like to change your credit? Them seeing something, which is a peak and pass. So you count that as a peak and pass. So keep track of how many of those you are doing each week, and we're going to have a top person of the week each week. We're going to recognize a person each week so we can get momentum going. Second thing is presentation. How many people got to actually watch the presentation? You want to keep track of that. How many people you got watching the presentation this week? And then if we don't have any, I'll finish it up. So, and then after the presentation, how many follow-ups did you do? I did 2 follow-ups this week, okay? I did 3 follow-ups this week. I did 4 follow-ups this week. And then last but not least, how many people got started on your team this week? So we'll start there at how many recruits. So I'll say, Dre, how many recruits you had this week? You say 1. Ms. Netta, how many recruits you had this week? We should say 1. Ms. Sheila said I have 1. If nobody has any recruits this week, then we're going to back it up 1. How many follow-ups did you do? Okay, they might not have signed up, but you at least got them all the way to the follow-up. Well, Ms. Vanessa, I had 3. I had 1. I had, so-and-so had 2. So Ms. Bonetta would be the recruiter of the week. She had the most follow-ups this week. If everybody say, I ain't had no follow-ups, nobody working. Everybody watching Gunsmoke this week. Gunsmoke Super Series is on this week. You ain't know Netflix was bringing Gunsmoke back. So we'll follow up and find out who sent out the most presentations this week. So we're going to keep backing it out until we get a top person of the week, but we're going to have to grow that. Eventually we'll get to the point where somebody's bringing aboard somebody each week because of that momentum, and that competition is stirring it up. So we want to have our ultimate goal is to find out who our top recruiter of the week is. Somebody should be bringing somebody aboard at least once a week, okay? So that's what we're going to do. So keep that in mind. Keep track of your peak and passes, your presentations, your follow-ups, and your sign-ups, okay? For competition purposes. All right. And any questions, any comments, Ms. Bonetta?
A quick question, Andre.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I know you did tell me to do what you just told me. I do have the names that I did, the 5 things, the peak and pass and all that stuff, but I don't have the form. Do you have a form that I could copy off of?
We put the form in the group, the sheet.
Okay, no problem. I'll check it. I didn't see it, but I'll check. I'll go through it again. That's not a problem.
Yeah, we talked. Remember we talked? I told you we had just dropped that thing in the chat group.
And you sure did.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have trouble printing it out, let me know. We'll send it to you in a different medium, but should be able to just print that out.
Okay, no problem. I'll look again and print it out.
It's easier to track it that way.
No problem.
Yeah.
But
yeah, everybody print that out. If you don't have it, I'll repost it again after tonight so that you have it. It's a good sheet to use. Or you can create your own sheet. It don't matter, whatever. But we're going to recognize activity so that we can, again, get momentum going. That's the point of it, And then it's just something that's, again, that you can duplicate and pass on to your new teammates as well. All right. Anybody got any questions, anything for this week before we start jumping in? I appreciate everybody being flexible, jumping on this evening. Had to rearrange some things because of tomorrow, but appreciate everybody being flexible and jumping on tonight. And this is also being recorded, and we won't be long because it is Sunday evening. So appreciate that. But does anybody have anything they want to share? Any good thing happening this week? Any questions? Any snags you ran into? So.
Yeah, Dre. I have been, I wanted to, like, trying to, losing focus and things like that. And I wanted to do stuff that I can control. So I have been making sure that I've been pretty active in doing videos and putting them aside. and getting activity back up on my page. So I've had some people kind of poking around, asking questions and messages and stuff like that, and just kind of getting back. Nothing came of it so far,
Right.
But it's good to be back in activity and getting some things going. So my goal is to continue put out a video a day, and make some things happen. So
Awesome. Good stuff. So that's attraction marketing. You want to definitely get some attraction marketing going on in your life. So definitely, Dre, definitely expecting activity from attracting people. Also, keep in mind, again, before I go into tonight's training, keep in mind that you actually reaching out to people through Messenger or Facebook or what have you, it's working. I'm going through a lot of numbers. I can increase my numbers. But again, while you're doing the other things, attraction marketing things, make sure you reach out to a few people a day, 2, 3 people just to get some things going. I haven't had anybody really bite yet. But I'm just doing the numbers. I'm going through the numbers and I'm getting better and I'm tweaking it and I'm getting some activity. I see people reading the messages and they just letting them sit there, and that's fine. And that's fine. And I understand it's a cold situation. I don't know you, you don't know me. But like I posted the other day in a group, I had a young lady, she responded, she said, you must have been reading my mind. I've been looking for something. Well, I sent her the Peak and Pass, and she watched this. She said, I like it. I want more information. I even found out that she knows some people that I know here in town, so I was like, yeah, this is going to be a good one. She's an executive director at a place called A Brighter Community where I used to volunteer during the summer. So she knows the people that I know. So after she said, I want more information, she says, I said, okay, well, I need to schedule a follow-up. And what day would be best for you for us to follow before I send this presentation over to you? I ain't heard from that lady since. She fell off the earth. So I sent her a message. I say, hey, if you change your mind, I wait 24 hours. I normally wait 24 hours because life happens, things go on, blah, blah, blah. I said, if you change your mind, it's okay to let me know. No response. She didn't even read the message. So the next day I said, hey, it's been a pleasure. I pray all is well. Thank you so much for your time. It is not my fault if you get scared, if you get cold shoes. I know what I have. I'm sitting over here behind me with all this gold in Fort Knox available to you, and you won't even take a chance because somebody probably told you to stop, or that's a scam, or what are you doing, blah, 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 blah. That's your loss, not mine. I'm not going to lose any sleep tonight, So I saw she ended up reading the message, still never responded. So, I get out of the deal before you make me feel like you just disappeared on me, So you're the one that's going to feel dejected before I feel rejected. You see what I'm saying? So that's my point. And I just keep on pushing. I just keep on doing the numbers. Somebody somewhere has enough guts. That's what I'm looking for. Somebody that has enough guts to take a chance to look at something, because my mentor, Claude, used to tell me, he said, Dre, people have a meter. They have a 1 to 10, and you got to find out a pain meter. You got a pain meter. He always say, if I have a bad tooth in my mouth and it's just hurting till I can't sleep at night, if I lay down, it's just hurting, it's throbbing, I'm going to find a dentist that night at 9 o'clock at night that's going to be able to take care of my tooth. And he's going to say it's $1,500 if I do it tonight. My pain level is going to, I don't care what it costs. I need this taken care of. You see what I'm saying? So my meter is a 6 through a 10. I'm hungry, right? I have on my wall right here. I attract leaders that are productive, hungry, humble, and motivated. That's what I'm looking for. So if my pain level is a 6 through 10, I'm going to tell Mr. Dennis where you want me to meet you at. But if I have the money and it ain't hurting me that bad, I don't want to give him my $1,500, then I say I'll wait till tomorrow morning where I can pay $800. He gonna say, all right, thank you. And he'll hang up the phone. He's not gonna feel bad. He's just gonna say, hey, that person obviously ain't hurting bad enough, and I can stay at home and finish hanging out with my family. So that's the way I see my business. I'm looking for people that I say, like she said, you must have read my mind. I've been thinking of ways to earn extra income, but you haven't been thinking that hard enough that you couldn't even watch a video or schedule a follow-up from the comfort of your home. Okay, so she's not the one. She's not the one, and that's fine. So I say that because I don't want you to take it personal. Oh, I'm messaging these people. That don't work. Oh, it works. It works. Somebody right now, I know, I can see them right here in my mind, is laying in their bed. They just laid their head on their pillow, and they're looking up at the ceiling, and tears are rolling down the back of their eyes, and they're saying, Lord, please send somebody my way. Please send me an opportunity. I will take it. And it's either going to be me or it's either going to be you that just messaged them. Okay? So you better get the message. So we'll really keep that in mind. I promise you, they're out there. They're out there. I was that person. I was looking. I'm always been looking for an opportunity because I have 8 brothers and sisters. I come from 3 generations of brokenness, and somebody in my family needs to be a millionaire, and it's going to be me. Okay? And I said, just send me the right opportunity. I've always said this as a high schooler. All I want, don't judge me by my background. Don't judge me by the color of my skin. Don't judge me by my degrees. Don't judge me by the side of tracks I come from. Just give me an opportunity. Let me work as hard as possible and get out of my way. That's all I want. That's all I want. And that's what I have. That's what I have right here. So it's all on me. When I look in that mirror, I can say, either you just got hired or you just got fired. Which one you want to do? And I'm not going to fire myself. That's what this opportunity allows us to do. So I don't know, just look for people like me. You know, I'm excited. This is me. Okay. So I hope this is you. This is your opportunity. You got to go for it. Don't let it slip through your fingers. Don't worry about other people. There's millions of people. Until you talk to over 120 million people, you still got a long way to go. There's tons of people out there waiting on you. All right. Cool. Can y'all see my screen here? I got a little PowerPoint thing sitting up here. It says, can anybody tell me what that say on there? Make sure you see it.
Yes, sir. Building 101.
Right on, right on. Appreciate that. All right, so let's get right into it. Tonight we're talking about building. So I got some good information for you. And it's just all about building a builder's mindset. And this is something new for us. So that's why I added it to the fundamental part, because nobody really talks about building. Builders speak a different language than average people. Builder in network marketing, builders talk a whole different language that you really haven't even heard before. It's amazing. So I listen to a lot of content on building so I can learn the builder's language. And I even put them on 3x5 cards so that I can learn how to talk like a builder. There's a difference between a salesperson and a builder. Builders talk a little bit different. All right. So let's jump right into the information, and I'm gonna leave some blanks in there because I don't want to just do all the talking. So y'all can talk to me too as well. I want to make it a little bit fun, but we're gonna talk about key principles in building. So when it comes to building your MyEcon business, again, we not putting away income shifting. Don't forget cash, asset, cash. Don't forget, to income shift. But we're gonna talk about what it takes to build this asset so that you can build something that works so that you don't have to. That's the whole purpose of building. So I want to write that down. The whole purpose of building is to build something that works so that you don't have to. Second purpose of building is that you do not want to be doing this for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. When do you plan on getting out of MyEcon? Okay? Not dropping your membership, but getting out of the field so you can enjoy your life and spend time with your family. When do you plan on doing that? 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, okay? You're gonna have to separate from average folk doing average stuff. You're gonna have to put it on the line and go for it. This is your shot. This is our shot. So you're gonna have to go for it and build this thing. All right, here we go. So the key to building this business, y'all, is to help a lot of people make a little bit of money. Okay, and I'm learning myself at the same time. The key to this business is to help a lot of people make a little bit of money. Why? Because everybody's not going to come in here and be a superstar. That's the whole premise of MyEcon. That's the beauty of MyEcon, is that everybody's not going to come in here and build nothing huge, but a few will. My prize associate in MyEcon is Lazarus Jackson. He's one of my, Dre is one of my first associates, but but outside of building is Lazar Jackson. That cat came in this business, and the first month, him and his wife increased their cash flow by $1,100 a month just from the W-4. That's a mortgage, okay? That's a mortgage payment. Took that money in 2 months, paid off $2,000 worth of debt, credit score over 800, right? Paid off over $40,000 worth of debt right now, saving 25% of his income, buying assets outside of MyEcon, and haven't built anything. You maybe have about 5 or 6 recruits on this team, okay? So this thing works. So the key is to have a lot of people making a little bit of money, all right? So he's making a little bit of money, but you get a lot of people that's working these strategies, and you're the ambitious one, you're building something big, okay? So that's the key. A recruit, you don't have a lot of notes tonight, so if I'm going too fast, let me know to slow down. If you already know all of this, then let me shut up. Okay, a recruit isn't a recruit until they have a recruit when it comes to building. So keep that in mind. When a person starts, they are not, I got a new one. No, we didn't get a new one. Because they're not a recruit until they have a recruit. You have somebody sign up. They are not a recruit until they get a recruit. So what we want to do, when you recruit a new associate, the way to lock them in is to put them underneath somebody immediately. I told y'all last week I signed up a young lady named Monica. She was kind of hesitant about, moving forward, and I was like, hey, let's get you somebody on your team right away. Let's get your W-4 done, get your extra cash flow coming in, and then let's talk about first thing you want to do is you want to help your new teammates get somebody get their cash flow up, because most people are excited about that. So I always do that before I start talking to them about building, okay? So they can see some results, and also it also allows them to have something to talk about, okay? So if their cash flow goes up, then they're more comfortable telling them, hey man, you gotta check this out. I increased my cash flow by $600 a month. It's the ultimate testimony, all right? But you want to lock them and put somebody underneath them immediately. You want to lock them in. Now, I did ask her, I said, Monica, I said, we have 3 positions in our company. Number 1 is you can be a center of influence. Number 2, you can be just a part-time income. Number 3, you can be a career change person. And I explained to her what a center of influence is that you basically focusing on the strategies. You don't have to come to trainings. You can, just focus on that and maybe refer me to people time to time, and we'll put them underneath. Second thing you can be is you can be a part-time associate, and you can come to trainings again, and if you don't want to, work your business 7 to 10 hours a week, blah, 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 and focus on the strategies. And then last but not least is a career change. You're serious about this. You want to come to trainings. It's highly encouraged you come to training so you can learn how to build this thing. She said, I want to be the center of influence. Great. There's no pressure there. Okay. Until I become a better recruiter, I'm going to accept that. Okay. I have to get better. I'm working on getting my skills up to let people know that, give this thing a shot though. Give it a shot. And I'm learning how to get better at that. So we'll eventually turn that around too. But right now I'm gonna let it be a center of influence, and I want to go find some people that want to build this thing. All right. But when you get a recruit who say, I want to build this thing, I'll do a part-time, or I'll do I want to do a career change. You want to lock them in immediately before you even get up and go to the bathroom, okay? So as soon as they bring somebody aboard, you help them do their W-4. Immediately after that, they say, we got to get somebody on the team right away. Who were you thinking of that when you watch this presentation that you want to put on your team right away? Who were you thinking about? Let's get them on the phone right now, okay? Introduce them to me, or you teach them how to invite their friends. Say, hey, I got somebody I want you. Remember I was telling you about the money stuff the other day? Yeah, I got somebody I want you to talk to, somebody I want you to meet. Make that recruit repeat that back to you so that they're comfortable talking to their friend. It should be their friend. It should already be comfortable talking to them, but just give them the right words to say so that they're comfortable. And get that new person, that person on the phone. Have them 3-way you in, and say, Monica just joined our team. She's excited. She's getting ready and learning ways to increase her cash flow, earn some extra income. I asked her, who did she know that was the most ambitious, Ms. Panetta? Who is the most ambitious person you know? And she said, you. I said, why did you say Miss Sheila was the most ambitious person that you know? She said, Miss Sheila has always got her hand to the plow. She's always doing something and making money. She's serious. She don't mess around. and I definitely want her to take a look at this. Is that true about you, Miss Sheila? Miss Sheila said, yeah, that's me, right? Miss Vanetta just came aboard our team, and we want you to take a look at something real quick. You have 5 minutes to watch a quick video. Let us know if you want more information. Boom, and she's in. And now you're taking them through that system. So lock somebody in for them right away. Second thing, strive to get them 3 new recruits in the first 7 days. That's your goal. So you gonna let that teammate know we want to lock somebody in for you right now, but we also want to put 3 people on your team right away. Are they gonna do it? No, probably not. But set that bar high, okay? Set that bar high. People don't know. I mean, you start a new job and y'all have to do so much, Dre, in production, get so much material out, do something. A person doesn't know, can they do it or not, especially if you tell them, look, we normally put out 10 of those a week, not in a month. We do 10 of those, 10 sales in a week. Oh, really? So they're going to do whatever they can to get those 10 sales out, when in actuality, the whole team only do 10 a month. So when you set that bar high, people will start adjusting to that if they have anything about them, okay? And if you're worth your salt as a leader, strive to get them 3 new recruits in their first 7 days. Get them the EVP, get that 1, and then get them at 3 in the first 7 days. Any questions on that, y'all? All right. Artisha, let me know when you're ready to jump in, or you want to do that. All right. Okay. So next thing, a leg isn't a leg. Anybody know the answer to that? Until when?
Until they have a leg? I'm building a leg.
Close. Close.
4D?
4 deep is correct. A leg isn't a leg until it's 4 levels deep. So right here, as I see from my screen point, I have me, and then I just brought in Miss Bonetta, and then I have Miss Bonetta's second line on here. Then I have Artisha, and I see Miss Sheila. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm 4 levels deep. Now I have a leg. Okay. So I want to bring in Miss Bonetta. I want to help Miss Bonetta get somebody. I want to help that somebody bring Artisha aboard. I want to help that person bring. Let me see. I don't think nobody else down there. I think Dre done fell off. And then Miss Sheila there. So that's 4 levels deep. A leg isn't a leg until it's 4 levels deep. Why? Because they say you will find Miss Bonetta isn't the one that we're looking for. The person underneath Miss Bonetta is not the one we're looking for. Miss Artisha isn't the one that we're looking for. But Miss Sheila is going to be the superstar. She's going to be that fireball. That's where you find your fireball. They did a study in network marketing in a big room of like 1,000 people, and they have everybody stand up and say, if you, what did they say? I forgot how they put it. But anyway, it turned out that the person that was in the room was, no, they said if your upline is still in the business, stand up, something like that. It was like, stand up or whatever. And anyway, it ended up that the people that was there were the 4th levels, or no, it was the regional vice presidents, the top leaders in the room. And then they asked them, is your upline still in the business? And they were all like, no. And it basically just came out to being that they were the 4th person in that leg, 4th or 5th person in that leg, that they became that fireball. So somehow, some way, something magical happens that it's the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th person in that leg that ends up being that superstar fireball. Okay, so keep that in mind. Always talk about Cortez. We brought in Miss Rolanda, and then Miss Rolanda brought in Cortez, and he ended up being a fireball for that. And then we brought in Gideon Brown. Gideon brought in Angela McCoy. She ended up being a fireball. So it's driving deep, 3 or 4 levels deep, you're gonna find your fireball. Okay. Next slide. I love talking about building because that's where your money comes from. Anybody know what is for profitability? Brian Bean talks about this all the time for all the Brian Beanites. Okay. What brings you profitability and what brings you security? Anybody know? All right. All right. So you got to know this. I hope you're taking notes because we're going to do this presentation again in a couple of weeks. Width is for profitability, going wide, and depth is for security. Okay. If you look at our compensation plan, we get paid up to 6 or 7 generations. So as you go deep, it's until you hit infinity, then you get all the generations. But right now, as a EVP Gold, EVP Platinum, you're only going to get paid for 6 or 7 generations deep. Okay. So that's where your security is built. But in order to capitalize on the compensation plan, you want to go wide as well, because the more infinities that you have in your organization, the more money you're going to make. Okay, that's direct to you. All right, so you wide is for profitability, depth is for security. All right, security meaning that I can walk away from this thing and this thing is going to keep working. It's going to keep working, keep pumping. All right, so you want to build deep and you want to build wide. And the way our compensation plan is set up, Mr. Stokes says it all the time. You're going wide by going deep. He always talks about what? Tap rooting. So when you bring somebody in, I bring in Miss Bonetta. I help Miss Bonetta go EVP. She pops out. She just went wide, right? And now by getting her one, that person now comes into my base shop. I just went wide again. So by going deep, I just got wide. All right. So then I help that person go EVP. They pop out. I'm wide again. And then I'm going deep by helping them go EVP, bringing another person up. So again, width is for profitability. Write that down. This is the language of a builder. And depth is for security. Any questions? Perfect. All right. Just going through my answer key here. Make sure I get my answers right. All right. Prepare to build for how many months? How many months should we prepare to build for to get this thing up and running?
Is it 12?
12 months. You got it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Brian Dean said 12 months. Now, I heard it before. I heard him say it time and time again. I heard the training. But again, I will preface this. If you're hearing me teach this information and you're like, falling asleep, or this is boring, or whatever, I understand, because I was the same way when I was listening to it. And the thing is our heart is soil when it comes to this business. So like the Bible says, a certain seed fell on a certain amount of soil, certain kind of soil. So once your heart is ready, once that soil is rich, you're going to be ready to take on the seed of building. So I don't mind planting the seed right now I'm not saying nobody on here is hard ground, but I'm just saying is sometimes when you're talking to your teammates and they don't get it, realize that you're talking to hard ground, okay? And it's just not, but just keep saying it, they'll get it. They'll keep saying it, and it'll pop in there. All right, got right back. And so they'll get it, all right? So that's why we're going through this information so that we can start putting that seed into your hearts, all right? So prepare to build for 12 months, because that's going to allow you to what? Create momentum, sustain momentum, and then advance it. Now, here's the hard part of that. Being consistent for 90 days, okay? So you have 4 90-day quarters in a year. So what you want to do is you want to track your days, okay? And that's why reaching out to people that I'm doing, 20 people a day, which is my goal, 20 people a day, it helps because you're taking some type of action. You can't have too many days go by where you're not talking to people, where people not seeing your message. I don't mind that I reach out to 20 and at least 10 people see it, and I can see that little dot that they saw it. That means I've reached out to 10 people that saw my message. I'm getting activity going. So here's what you want to do. 90 days, you want to create momentum. It's tough being consistent, all right? That's why most people don't build, and that's why most people don't succeed, but that's not going to happen here because we're preparing y'all well here. I'm telling you, we're going to do some big things. It's going to be phenomenal. Now, the 90 days, you want to start keeping track. I've told you I'm on day 79, but I'm really on day 21, but I'm counting backwards from 90. So what I'm doing is on day 79, day 78. So I'm keeping track of my 90 days as I go by because I'm creating momentum. Once I hit day 1 or day 90 of my 90 days, then I look back and see where I'm at and what I've done. My goal is to have 3 EVP goals by the end of August. Okay? So June, creating momentum. I had 1 sign up this month. We're building. It's a whole different game. Got July, it's going to increase. August, I'm going to increase. I'm getting better. I'm getting my skill level up. My recruiting is coming up. I ain't even worried about it. By the end of August, my goal is to have 3 EVP goals. I might have 1. I might have 2. I might have 4. But the goal is 3. I'm creating my momentum. Next 90 days, we're going to sustain that momentum or continue to create it. All right. The next 90 days and the next 90 days. All right. That's how we want to do that. We got to work this business for 12 months straight. Got to work it for 12 months straight. All right. Most people work it for 60 days and they say, dang, it ain't working. I got 1 recruit. And that person already quit. So we stop and we try to do something else and we never get it going. I'm talking about me. I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about me. Right. And that's why I slowed down, y'all. You have to understand. When me and Cortez was running, right, I was at Platinum. Cortez hit Platinum. I looked at my business, and it's not what I came here for. I didn't came here to get a title, so I slowed down. I came here to build a business that works so that I don't have to, okay? He continued to ran on and hit infinity. That's great. But I looked at my business and said, this is not what I came here for. So yeah, was I a little embarrassed? Yeah, he passed me up, but not really, because I'm about to whip that booty, right? But I want a business because I love my wife more than I love competing with Cortez. I love my children more than I love competing with Cortez. I like competing with him. That's my boy, all right? But I also want to make sure that I do this thing right so I don't have to come back, okay, and do it all over again. Or, you know, so I want you to really hear me out. So that's what we're doing. And we still gonna come out on top. It's about building brick by brick. Don't build your business with sticks. Don't build your business with straw. You're gonna be here 10 years from now, still trying to build and not having it. This dude right here, we're going to 200 grand a month over the next 3 years. 200 grand a month over the next 3 years. That's what I came here for. Day 1. All right, here we go. How many directs per month do we need to be bringing in? Personally. I want y'all to talk to me because I know I'm going to do a lot of talking on this thing. So.
At least 5 per month?
At least 5 per month. At least 5 per month. Okay? Very easy to do. Very easy to do. It's just all about skill set. Thank you, Ms. Panetta. It's all about skill set. I was in Primerica before, a couple years back. And one of the things that we did is that you have to get in your car and drive around town. And Primerica, you only have a limited territory. Okay? You have you have limited territory. You drive around town doing appointments. You're meeting with people face to face. That gives you a little advantage because face to face is always better than on the phone. But their numbers is 8, what they call it, 8531, where they were telling everybody to at least get 1 recruit a month. I'm sorry, 1 recruit a week, which is 4. You should be doing a minimum of 4 recruits a week. Now, I sit at home. I can work from home on my computer, on my phone. I should be doing 4 recruits a week, okay? We should be doing 4 to 10 recruits a week if we have the skill set, okay? If we have the skill set, and we have unlimited people to talk to. There's no reason why it takes 15 minutes to close somebody, 5 minutes to send them a presentation, another 5 minutes to send them a peek and pass. We should be doing at least 15 personal ourselves. All right. So at minimum 5, we're going to get that up, that level of activity up, Terrence. 5 directs per month. Okay. Here we go. Build double-digit recruiting teams, 10 to 15 recruits per month. Okay. Build double-digit recruiting teams. All this business is building double-digit recruiting teams. Now, like I said last week, you only need I would say about 10 to 15 people a month joining your team. You only need to get people to EVP Gold. All right. You only need to train them to EVP Gold. You can finish coaching them to Platinum and Infinity, but you want to focus on building EVP teams of EVP Golds, pushing them out. Give me somebody else. Emoji, get you to EVP Gold, push them on out. You want to keep doing that, and then allow those teams. Then those leaders are going to take off. But you got to get people to EVP Gold. So you want to build an EVP Gold factory. All right. So if you're doing 5 every month, you bring on board new teammates. You're helping them to get 3 to 5 their first month and teaching them how to do what you're doing. Now you have a team. So if I bring in Miss Sheila, I bring in Artisha, I bring in Miss Bonetta, and now we're all working together. I help Miss Sheila get 5. I help Artisha get 5. I help Miss Bonetta get 5, and I'm still getting my 5 personally. That's a double-digit recruiting team. That's 20 people we just brought aboard this month. Next month, we want to do the same thing again. Miss Sheila's going to get 5. I'll get 5. Artisha get 5. Miss Bonetta get 5. Another 20. But guess what's happening? That means Miss Sheila has 10 people on her team now. Guess what? Miss Sheila is now going to build that team, and she's going to do 20 herself. Now I have another double-digit recruiting team. So I say, Miss Sheila, you gone. You EVP Go. You grown now. Go on, do your thing. Now you competing with. Now I have Artisha to finish grooming and Miss Bonetta to finish grooming. And then I'll add somebody else and bring them. And now we continue to do on our 15 to 20 each month until Artisha starts doing 10 to 15 herself. So now I have one double-digit recruiting team in Miss Sheila. I have another double-digit recruiting team in Miss Artisha. Right? Now I get Miss Bonetta going, and I bring in, I'm still getting my 5 each month. Now find me 2 or 3 more leaders who's sticking their head up. Just keep doing that over and over again. Over and over again. All right? Double-digit recruiting team. Build distribution. I had a lady reach out to me this morning. She says, I sent her my Facebook message, and she says, I told her, I said, I run a financial education company. We're in the process of expanding our operations. Do you keep your options open? Blah, 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 blah. She says, how are you doing? I said, excellent. She said, what is it that you do again? But I look kind of crazy. I said, then you just read my stuff. But I'm glad she asked me that, because it helped me to define my answer a little bit better. And I told her, I said, my company teaches financial education, but I bring it to the marketplace. That's distribution. And then I answered with a question, because I want to follow up with a question. Would you like to see a small piece of information of what we teach? She said, yes. You control by asking questions. When they ask you a question, answer the question, respond with a question to move them forward. Okay? Now she's watching a Peak and Pass, and I'm waiting to hear back from her. Okay? So again, my answer was, my company teaches financial education. However, I bring it to the marketplace. So I'm in distribution. I'm not investment guru. I'm not any of those gurus. I build distribution. All right. I'm Walmart. You got a product, bring it here, bring it to my econ. I'm gonna market it. I got a whole team. I have a whole team of 500, 600, 700 people. And they're all experts in all that other stuff, whatever you want to do. But I build distribution. Okay. Boom. Build double-digit recruiting teams. Taproot. You must become the depth force. When you learn how to taproot, this is awesome, because with my econ, again, you don't even have to prospect anymore. If you want to get good, if you say, I'm having trouble getting leads, I'm having trouble talking to people, this is hard. No, it's not. You got to become a master at something. Here's what you need to master. If I bring Miss Sheila aboard, and Miss Sheila wants to build, I got her, Miss Sheila wants to build. Watch this, y'all. This is business. We make it hard ourselves. Miss Sheila said, I told Terrence this other day, don't worry about all the people that you message. Just be ready when you get that one to make it work. You better be ready, or you're going to lose them. So when Miss Sheila come in and say, yes, I want to build, I want to say, Miss Sheila, let's get your list together. Who we want to lock you in? Who you want to put on your team right away? Put me on the phone with them right now. Let's go. I'll lock her in. We start working on that one person. Now we want to put together your list. Okay, 10 names, 15 names, however. All right. Taproot. You must become the depth. Write that down. I must become the depth force. Watch this. Miss Sheila Gets her once, she goes EVP, she pops out. Now I start working with that person that she brought in, okay? I'm going to recruit that person. I'm going to take that person. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I get one person on your team right away. Who are we going to get on your team? Who are you thinking of? Boom. I get that list. Start working that list, right? Start getting 3 people on that team right away. They pop out. I start working with that next person. You always work in depth. Let that other person come back to you and say, hey, I got somebody else. Let Miss Sheila come back to you and say, Andre, I got somebody else. Keep working depth. You are the depth force. Keep working that line deep. And you keep driving the lines deep with Miss Sheila. Keep driving the lines deep with her next teammate, and you keep driving lines deep with that next teammate. It's you who creates the depth force. And guess what? Now that I'm busy working with Miss Sheila, I'm busy working with her next teammate, I'm busy working with that person's teammate, I don't need to be out there prospecting. Now, if I have time, which we will, I will still continue to do my messaging, but I don't need to. I'm just planting seeds, okay? Then that next person come in. I work with them. I get them locked in. I start telling them I need to do 3 people in 7 days, and we get your list, and we start working that. Now I got 4 people that I'm working with. I'm going wide, right? Then we say width is for profitability, depth is for security. Okay? So be ready. Be ready when he comes. All right, any questions?
I just need this recording up as soon as possible.
Yes, ma'am. Tonight. I'm gonna let it roll tonight. It uploads after I get done, and I'll come back and upload it.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Write this down. You can't look good and practice at the same time. Okay? What does that mean? That means that you gotta say something. Anybody got something? All right, I'm gonna meet you out, Terrence. Okay. So you can't look good and practice at the same time. What does that mean? You're practicing. When you're working with your new teammates, you have to practice. You have to practice. That means you have to go out there and be willing to scrape your knee and bump your head a little bit. You got to be willing to go out there and fail. All right. So I'm working with my new, for instance, I'm working on my recruiting closes with my wife. She drills me every morning before I go into my office. She said, hit me with it. Our teacher, you think over the next 60 to 90 days, I can teach you how to do exactly what I'm doing today. Yes, great. It's a done deal. People like you that have the kind of credibility that you have a beautiful family. I'm sure you're professional, you're independent, you're doing very well in life already. People like you are exactly the kind of people who do unbelievable in our business. Okay, so I'm practicing, but you got to be willing to fail. I get afraid when I get in front of her, but you can't look good and practice at the same time. You got to be willing, because I know I'm gonna have to say this to other people. That I'm not comfortable. It's not comfortable. It's not me yet. But the more I practice it, the better I get. I had a new teammate online. I said it to her. It didn't come out like I said it just now, but I said it to that new teammate. I talked to another person. I said it to them. It didn't come out that way, but but you got to practice. You're not going to look good. It's not going to be pretty. You're going to fumble. You're going to stumble. It's not you're comfortable, but the more you do it, the better you're going to become. That's how this business works. It's a failing forward business. You're not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. You got to be willing to get ugly, get dirty, get nasty, okay, until you get great. You got to be bad before you can be good. You got to be good before you can become great, all right? Be willing to go through the steps, and you will make it here, all right? So next thing, keep promotion, building one-on-one. We're talking about building tonight, one-on-one. Keep promotions coming and going. We got to keep promotions coming and going. This is a flowing brook. Our business has to be a flowing brook. If you don't have anybody getting promoted in your business is dead. It's a dead sea, okay? You got to get promotions coming and going. Every month, somebody needs to be hitting EVP. Every month, somebody should be hitting EVP goals at minimum. You need EVPs and EVP goals. It keeps momentum going in your business. Create, sustain, advance. Create, sustain, advance. Momentum, okay? You got to get promotions going. That's why I said if you just signing people up for the strategies, your business is dead. You're a salesperson, all right? You got to get if you're here to build a life of overrides, you need promotions, you need activity. When Terrence see, dang, Miss Sheila just hit EVP goal. Dang, Miss Bonetta just hit EVP goal. Dang, our teacher just hit EVP goal. Terrence that's gonna light a fire under his butt. They ain't leaving me. I'm gonna get promoted. I'm gonna do whatever. A winner, that's what a winner say. They're gonna get excited, right? Right? They're not gonna sit back. So we need promotions coming and going. I'm telling her, every time I talk to Miss Bernetta, she'll tell you, let's go, EVP Gold, what you doing? Right? Andre, I forgot what time our appointment's supposed to be. That's your job, EVP Gold. Don't be asking me. Right? So I'm always telling her, EVP Gold. You're EVP Gold. Miss Sheila, you're EVP Gold. Let's go. Terrence, EVP Gold. Let's go. Right? Got to get you to EVP Gold. Always keep promotions coming and going in your organization. If not, that's how you know if your team is alive or if your team is dead. If your business is alive, if your business is dead, you got promotions coming and going. I'm talking to myself. All right, let's get it. Any questions?
Good stuff, Dre. Real good stuff.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thanks, sir. All right. A builder's mindset. A builder's mindset says hire them and help them build his own team, his or her own team. Hire them and help them build his or her own team versus hire them and train them. Okay? So when a person comes in, you don't want to start training them on selling. That's where we messed up. That's where I messed up. You want to hire them, bring them aboard, and immediately, of course, we're income shifting, but you want to get them to the asset part, get them up and running with the W-4, that's fine. Once they do that W-4, start talking to them about building. As they get the W-4 done, get their cash flow manager done. Start talking to them about building. As they get that done, get their debt elimination stuff set up. Get their cash flow up. Start talking to them about building, okay? We got to get 3 people on your team right away. We got to get 1 person on your team. Who you want to lock in? Let's lock in. Let's get you locked in. Recruiters and recruit to have a recruit. Now I'm thinking, now I got to build you a leg. A leg isn't a leg until it's 4 levels deep, all right? So get that person EVP, that locks them in. Now you start building them a leg, that locks them in even the more. Help them find a fireball on their team. Take them 4 levels deep, get them a fireball. Don't train them on how to get other people's W-4s done. Don't train them on how to get their other people's credit score up to 800. Not your builders. Not your builders. Teach your builders how to get distribution. Let them know we're going to get you locked in. We're going to put 3 people on your team in the next 7 days. And in the next 30 days, we're going to put 20 people on your team. And in 6 months, you're going to have over 100 people on your team. So we got to go to work. We got to go to work. Okay? Builder's mindset. Field training is done where? Anybody know where field training is done at? Talk to me.
When you're outside in the field passing out flyers.
In the field. In the field, right. And the field training is done in the field. This isn't field training. This is just training. Field training is getting that new teammate on the phone with somebody. So your person might join, you say, hey, get on training. You know, no, they getting it. No, they ain't learning nothing. How many times I got on the phone with teammates and they said, oh man, you know, but I did it in training the last 50 weeks, right? Field training is done in the field, right? So you want to get that person field trained. You don't even, you want to get, okay. Ooh, okay. All right, Artish. You want to get that person field trained and meaning get them on the phone with somebody right away. Let's get you locked in, right? 3-way calls, closing, that's field training. Field training is done in the field. All right, I'm gonna finish this last slide right here. So, all right. You have 2 options for field training. Number 1, make field training sales. Okay, that means help them sign somebody up who say, I'm gonna work the strategies. All right, congratulations, you got another sale. Get them to somebody else. Oh, I'm just gonna work the strategies. All right, you got you another sale. You see how I'm doing that? See how I'm selling them? See how I'm getting them? Yep. So you're making them into a salesperson, or you can build the team. You can build them a team. Okay, or you can build them a team. All right. I prefer to build people a team. Why? Because that gets them excited. That gets them locked in, right? They start seeing some success. How do we do that? We're going to do an extra training so that we can get great at recruiting, y'all. We're going to be some beasts. These next 90 days, y'all, this July and August, we're going to learn 12 responses. We're going to learn the average responses, the 5 main responses, which I got to talk to my wife. I don't have no time. I don't have no money. I don't like sales. This is a pyramid. We're going to master that. But the other 7 responses, we're going to get people empowered to join this business, give this business a shot, give themselves a chance to change their life. Allow me to coach you and train you, take you by the hand. I know you're scared. I know you're kind of concerned. You don't know if this will work for you. But I guarantee you, though, if you follow what I'm going to teach you how to do, you're going to have success at this business. There's no way you can fail. The only way you can fail, Dre, is if you quit. And if you don't quit, we're going to make this thing happen. Why? Because you got too much going for you, Dre. You got too much credibility. You're worth at minimum 5 to 10 times what you're making on that job right now, bro. And based upon your background and the kind of person that you are, the kind of human being that you are, bro, we're going to blow this thing out the park. You ready to get started? You ready to build this thing? Let's go, man. Let's go build this thing. Let's go get your dreams, man. Let's go do this. That's how we're going to bring people aboard. We're going to get that good over the next 90 days while we create momentum. We're going to sustain that bad boy, and then we're going to advance that thing. We're going to take MyEcon by storm. We're going to grow this business. We're going to be responsible for the growth of MyEcon. All right, any questions on that? All right. So we are right at 9:30. We're gonna have Artisha go ahead and she's got 1 page of the book that we're reading, The Law of Confession. She's gonna go through that, and then we're gonna call it a night. I have let's see. Okay, the book for next month. We're not gonna do a book next month. I have some audios that that I'm gonna put into the group. So I have about audio for each week. Some of them might be a couple of audios, but we're going to do audios for next week. Got some stuff I want you to listen to. I want you to study it, and we'll talk about them each week on training. Is mindset, getting your mind right, getting your mind set on building, and getting your mind right as far as building this thing. So I like to listen to audios too. So then go ahead and bring Ms. Artisha on. Any questions while I bring her on? So I'm going to go ahead and try to pull up.
Andre.
Yes, ma'am.
Something. What did I miss? Hire them and help them versus hire them and something.
Train them. Yeah, versus train them. So you want to hire them, help them build a business, help them build a team, versus hire them just to train them to make sales.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you want to let them know. You have to direct you have to direct them and let them know that we're going to build a team for you. We're going to show you how to get free, because most people don't think nothing good can happen to them anymore. They don't think they can do it. I don't care if they're a lawyer or a doctor. They're good at what they do, but they don't think they can build a life of override. So we want to show them that you can do that here. I'm going to help you build a team, but you got to work with me. You got to allow me to help you. Okay. I'm going to help you build a team. So when people, when they're talking to people, we got to have the skill set that helps show them some success and bring people aboard. All right. So that's what we're going to be working on. We're going to get great at that. We're going to get great at that. All right.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you for asking.